Hello, welcome to another episode of Megan Chitwood Live, powered by BNI. In this episode, we are going to talk about the first step in the referral process, doing a deep dive, and that is trust. We're going to talk about how to systematically help build trust between you and a referral partner. So let's get started. You can catch the show every Monday at 9 a.m. Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can also catch the replays on Instagram and obviously our YouTube channel. You can subscribe at Megan Chitwood to get notified as well. So we're talking about building trust. All right, we're talking about building trust. So remember, we're talking about a referral partnership that's going to help you grow your business by 30% or more. And that the foundation of all things is trust. That's the number one thing. That's the place you have to get started. If you leapfrog and you try and get to referrals before you have trust, what you're going to end up getting is false hopes, really, because people aren't going to sincerely set those up for you. So let's talk about the best ways to start establishing trust. What is trust? Trust is that feeling I get when I have realized that you and I have common ground, we have common values, we have a common goal, and we can really work together and fit together really, really effectively because we're just generally the same types of people. We're not the same person, but we're the same types of people. And we both make each other feel really comfortable in putting our reputation on the line by ultimately referring you. That's what trust is. That's it. That's not the definition, but that's it. That's all it is. So in BNI, one of the tools we use to build trust is what we call the gains exchange. G of gains is G is goals, A is accomplishments, I is interest, N is networks, and S is skills. So let's break those down. Goals. If you have a similar goal orientation to me, I am going to get behind you. I'm rather goal oriented. I love hitting a target. I love systematically breaking something down and moving it forward. If you love that too, you and I are going to vibe, right? We're going to really understand each other, and we're going to understand each other, and we're going to move forward very, very well together. If I happen to be someone who's really laid back, I don't want to work that hard, and you're gangbusters, and I want to hit every target I set, all this kind of stuff, we're not aligned very, very, very well on goals. The other thing about goals that I think are really interesting too is if there's real meaning behind what you are trying to accomplish, then you are going to compel people to really want to help you reach that goal. I remember there was a person who does marketing in Birmingham, and awesome marketer, no question about it, awesome marketer. But the moment the switch really turned for me and I became a fan was when I realized why he was doing it. And it was to create a legacy for his family. And now I can really get behind that because it's a big goal. It's a big thing that he's really trying to accomplish. So goals, what are your goals? What do you ultimately want to do? What do you ultimately want to accomplish? It takes a little vulnerability to share those things, right? Because sometimes people could be like, whoa, are you crazy? However, that's a good way for you to size up if someone is similar to you, is if you share a big goal or you share whatever your goal is and they go, oh, wow, that's so interesting. You know that you're starting to really build and establish trust. Accomplishments. Most of the time, for us to be able to trust to give referrals to you, we just have to know that you're going to be really good at what you do. This is what kind of jobs have you done that have been brilliant? What kind of awards have you done that make you brilliant? All of those kinds of accomplishments. Those things help us build credibility for you as we're introducing you to someone. So if you're in marketing and you're an award-winning marketer, I can say, and they won blah, blah, blah award, right? And that adds to your credibility. Wow, they must be good if they if they won that award. Best-selling author, right? That's one that's all over the place. You're a best-selling author. Wow, you took the time to write a book, and then you took the time to market that book effectively to become a best-selling author. Those are accomplishments. Those are things that are going to help us build your credibility up as we're introducing you to people. And it builds your credibility up with us as well, knowing what those ultimate accomplishments are. Interests, right? Okay, so sometimes we end up in a position where we cannot do a business transaction. Great example of this, my sister. I cannot pass her referral just straight on business wise. However, if I can find some interest that you have in common with her, I can make an introduction that way. Easiest one to come up with is golf, right? A lot of times they say business gets done on the golf course, right? So if you and someone else has interest in playing golf, and that is a great and easy way to make that introduction. Hey, let's go play a game of golf. When we go out and play golf, then we have all this time to talk and get to know each other. That's finding a common interest to help make that introduction. So what are those common interests? Especially if you and I have dead on common interests, that's when things become awesome. So it's wintertime. I love snow skiing. I absolutely love it. The 1 week we go snow skiing each year is like my favorite week of the year. I love using my body. I can't think about business when I'm doing it. I love it. That's why I love it. If someone else loves it, we can talk about skiing. We can talk about where we've skied. We can talk about it over and over again. One of my son's playing on a basketball team, and there's a father who loves skiing also. And God, that's all we did for the last month. That's all we've talked about is skiing. It's all we've talked about. So we always have something to talk about, and we always have something to share. That helps establish a common ground and really ultimately a trust with just having that same interest. Networks are really interesting because some networks that you're a part of, some of them are very, very highfalutin clubs, right? So if you're part of a network that adds to your credibility, that's great. The other thing, though, around networks is there might be a network that I want to get into that you're already a part of. And so as we share information about those networks, again, we can establish trust because it establishes who you know in the community as well and your involvement in the community. And then last one, skills. I like to think about these things are outside of my normal business realm. What are other things? What are other skills that I have that I can, that really would be something that would just be a conversation starter? The best one I can think of is I love Excel spreadsheets. And I'm not the best in the world, but I'm better than the average person. So if somebody has a spreadsheet problem, you can probably send it to me. I can probably figure it out. Or I'll work really hard until I do figure it out one way or another. So those kinds of skills can be ways to help make introductions. And again, help us go, wow, that's really impressive that you can do that. So skills. So goals, accomplishments, interest, network, skills. Those are all things that you can use to really start building trust. We had a tool that we were using probably 12 years ago, and I had forgotten all about it until a BNI member just recently reminded me of it. And I'm going to share that with you because it is a great, great tool. BJ Davis reminded me of this amazing tool we used to use. There's 16 questions for an effective one-to-one. These 16 questions are questions that you can do to really deep dive into someone's business. And it gets us into step 2, but it also helps us build trust. So step 1 is building trust. Step 2 is gaining the knowledge about the other person's business to really be able to help them. So these 16 questions can be trust building as well as helping you understand all the information you need to know to be able to really help someone with their business. I will figure out a way to drop the link into the comments section so you have access to the 16 questions. I'll give you a flavor of them. The first one, name a person or company you would like to be doing business with that you're not currently doing business with, right? Who is a company? So this helps us understand, because we can talk about it, what are the types of companies you're looking to get into? And it helps me understand, are there lookalike companies that I also know about that can help you? So this is just, again, helping me build my knowledge of your business as we go forward. What is the name of someone you would like to add to your network and build a relationship with? This might not be somebody you want to have as a customer. This might be somebody that you know would be really influential in helping you reach your ultimate goals. So that is, a person that you would like to add to your network. What type of person or business is likely to be a great resource for multiple referrals? Again, I'm learning about your business by you sharing this information for me. Who is a great referral partner for you? If I understand what industry is a good referral partner for you, then I can ultimately understand how to introduce you to people who can really help you as well. What professions are in your contact sphere that you would like to build a relationship with? So contact spheres are a group of people who have a symbiotic relationship, but are not competitors. All right. So a great example of a contact sphere would be real estate, right? You've got a real estate agent, you've got a mortgage lender, you've got a property and casualty insurance agent, you have a home inspector, you have a closing attorney, you have a mover, you have a carpet cleaner, you have a painter, you have an HVAC, and you have a roofer, right? Those are all people who market to homeowners, or in fact, somebody who's going through the home buying process. So that is a contact sphere, and that's who you might want to build a relationship with. That one's an easy one that I think of very easily, but there are also other more challenging industries where you've got to really educate a person on who is in the contact sphere, who are people who have a common customer to you. Next one. What phrases might I hear in everyday conversation that would indicate a potential referral for you? What am I listening for? What are the things that I am listening for? What am I looking for and listening for in order to identify a referral for you? It's phrases I might hear, but it would be things I might see, things I might smell, things I might taste, things I might feel. All of those things are all things that will help me understand how can I really identify a referral for you. So I know that I'm sitting in the referral potential. Great example of this is looking up at somebody's roof. It was very interesting recently. I walk out of my house. There's somebody walking by my house, and he points out that I have missing shingles, right? He's looking at my roof to see that I'm missing shingles, and then says, hey, you happen to have some missing shingles. Now, he didn't go so far as to say, do you need a good roofer? But he just was like, I just wanted you to know. But a roofer could tell me to look for missing shingles, and then I can that's something that I can look for to understand if there's a potential referral for you or not. What kind of questions can we ask to start a conversation about the potential need for your product or service? So what are the kinds of questions that you would ask about your business that I can ask on your behalf as I'm standing in the middle and I've identified this referral for you? So those would be things how would you start the conversation? You share that with me, and then I might feel comfortable enough to start that conversation for you. Which past customers best represent the kind of referral you're looking for? Another way of asking this is, who is your ideal client? Who do you love working with? So you can help us understand who and why, so then I can actually find more referrals for you as well. What are some visual cues that would let us know someone might be in the need for your product or service? So I've already mentioned that, right? What am I listening for, but what am I also seeing? How would we know if any of our family, friends, or neighbors might be a good referral source for you? How do we know if someone is a good referral source for you? What are the best referrals you've ever received? Tell me about the best referrals you ever received. How is it set up? What did the person say? What did the person buy? How did the whole thing happen? Out of all the members in your chapter, whose customers are also likely to be good customers for you? All right, so this one's a just direct B&I one, because we do group into communities called chapters. Who are other people in the chapter that their customers could be good customers for you as well? Sometimes we can help you establish a great relationship with someone within the chapter and help them understand there is a huge opportunity to help you. What kind of referrals are you not looking for? All right. What are you not looking for? Best example of this one I can think of is a budget question, right? Um, if you are high end and somebody has a small budget, that is not a referral that you are looking for. Recently met a couple of women who are opening up a salon that does hair extensions, and they were telling me how much time it takes to do hair extensions. And I looked at them and I was like, I am not the referral for you. As you can see, I broke up with my hairdresser. I didn't want to see her as often as I was seeing her. I still go get haircuts, but like, I do not want to be sitting in a salon chair. I am not a good referral for them. And I actually said that to them. I was like, God, there are people who love what you do, and I am just not one of them. Are there any new markets you are targeting for your business? Is another great question. So we can understand what those markets are. Maybe we can help you get into those markets. What general types of customers or companies represent the best kind of referrals for you? What type of problems does your product or service solve? And what types of products or services does your company provide? These are all step number 2, knowledge. But a lot of times for people, after they get a good vibe, getting more knowledge about the person helps bolster that trust. So step number 1, do you and I have common goals and common things? And are we aligned with, what our vision is for each other, for our own lives, right? That means we have something in common, which helps us build trust. And then I can start jumping into the tactical questions, as I just mentioned, on the 16 steps. And in those 16 steps, I can start building my knowledge of your company so that then I can start issuing you as a solution and qualifying those referrals for you, which we will talk about next week. All right. So next week, we're going to talk about, after we build trust and we've asked these 16 questions and we understand that information about the other person. Next, we're going to go into how do I really show them as the best solution? How do I make sure that I'm basically introducing you really, really well so that we can get this referral done. All right. So that is what we will see for next week. All right. See you again next week.